So I'm returning to checking out old movie reviews and critiques from Siskel and Ebert. And this one also is connected with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The very first and only one I did so far was about the Terminator. And I've been meaning to come back to watch their stuff for the longest time, but I just didn't get around to it. You know, with 700 plus things on my to watch list, I can only pick but so many at a time. And the reason that I decided to watch this tonight is because just a few days ago, I rewatched 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐄𝐑𝐒 for the first time in a few years. And the reason for that is because I was going to do a live stream with my friend about Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just recently listened to his autobiography. And so I've just got Arnold on the brain. Well, I mean, Arnold in his movies are not typically far from my brain anyway, just because of how much of an influence he is on me, how much I love his work and his story and everything. So, like I said, I rewatched 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐄𝐑𝐒. I have never seen their review of 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿𝐿. So this is going to be a first for me. It's from 1990. Obviously, the film came out in late 1990, December of 1990. I mistakenly thought it came out the same year as Terminator 2. I thought it came out in March of 91, but I think the reason I got that confused is because maybe that was around the time that I saw it first. Because I saw it, pretty sure I saw it before I saw Terminator 2, a few months before then. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right into it and see what they think about it, what they thought about it. It does not have the highest reviews, which is surprising to me because this movie is actually really funny and it's really good. It's goofy, but it's also serious and it's got action and stuff. So this is a great combination of different sorts of things.
But coming up next, Arnold Schwarzenegger stars as a detective turned school teacher in 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿𝐿.
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. What's the matter?
I don't know.
What's wrong?
I don't know. I just
The
don't.
quality's really bad.
Are you hungry?
And we're looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger and Pamela Reed as California cops on an undercover assignment in the Pacific Northwest in the new movie 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿𝐿. Their job to infiltrate a kindergarten class and discover which one of the little tykes has a mother who has absconded with $3 million in drug profits. At first, Pamela Reed plans to teach the class. She's a former school teacher after all. But after she gets food poisoning, Arnold steps in and takes the assignment. He's used to facing tough customers, but these kids are something else again.
First, I would like to just get to know you. Ha. Quiet.
The best scenes in the movie involve the classroom, where some of the dialogue is priceless. This is my favorite exchange.
Yes.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, you can go.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿𝐿 contains a lot of elements that don't seem like they would work together, but somehow they do. There's the comedy of the classroom, the romance of a relationship between Schwarzenegger and one of the other teachers, and the violence of the showdown between the cops, the bad guy, and his really evil mother, played very effectively by Carol Baker. The movie was directed by Ivan Reitman, who also made Ghostbusters and Twins, and who likes to combine action and comedy in his films. This time, the formula works. But I think one word of warning is necessary. Despite the upbeat advertising for this film and the title 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿𝐿.
Wait, when did... Okay, so I'm not super familiar with all of Reitman. That's his name. His movies. I was listening to Arnold. Obviously, I was listening to the autobiography, and he was talking about this guy and their work on Twins and their work on 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿𝐿. And he did bring up the Ghostbusters. And he said this time the action and the comedy worked. When did it not work? What films of his is he referring to where action and comedy mixed together didn't work? I don't know. Was he just not a fan of Ghostbusters or Twins? Okay.
Warning is necessary. Despite the upbeat advertising for this film and the title 𝐂𝐶𝐀𝐏𝐿𝐿 and its PG-13 rating and and all of that kind of image building, jolly kind of stuff. A lot of scary and bad things happen to little kids in this movie, and it is not appropriate for smaller children.
Yes, I underline that. In fact, if I had to draw a line arbitrarily, I know I'm going to upset a lot of kids, I'd say about 10. I mean, I think it's pretty high. I know it says PG-13. Take it seriously.
This movie is tame compared to some stuff. I mean, I get what they're saying. He says a lot of bad stuff happens to kids. I don't remember a whole lot of bad things happening to the kids. I mean, there was the son that was in danger. There was a child who had been abused, but it didn't really show it. So what is he talking about? What am I forgetting? And I just watched this movie the other day. I think he's exaggerating a little bit. I mean, this kind of reminds me of when it's Ebert. The skinny guy's Ebert, right? I always get them mixed up. Or is it Siskel? I think this, whatever. One of those guys. That guy, when they were doing the review for Terminator, he made some sort of reference to like, oh, them coming from another planet. It was like he never even watched the movie, or like it never even entered his brain what was really happening. So that kind of makes me, I don't know. I just feel like he's exaggerating. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It might be a little much for some really small children, but it's not, I mean, I just feel like they're kind of inflating that part of it a little bit, because I just don't I'm drawing a blank on specifically what he's talking about as far as the children being in danger beyond the stuff I already mentioned.
About 10. I mean, I think it's pretty high. I know it says PG-13. Take it seriously.
Here's a movie where a guy sets a school on fire, where a father abandons his child and then slaps him in the face. Come on.
That's the problem. That plus the drug caper and all that is why I really think the film splits in two. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful to see the giant chained up. You know, that's Gulliver's Travels is basically what we're seeing here. You know, he's strapped down to the floor of the
by all these kids.
Absolutely, and it is wonderful. But the rest of the picture, I just think it doesn't work for me. I admire him tackling the child abuse scene and the way it's done. I think it's handled well. But why we have to see some of the actions taken toward the kids, I just sat there in the caper. I just felt the film split in two.
Oh, it's done already. Crap. Okay. That ended abruptly, and I don't. It seemed like there was more. It seemed like there was more that he was going to say, but then it just cut off. So I don't know if there's another version of this floating around on YouTube, but I've seen the bulk of, the meat of their review, and it's. I mean, I get the point that they're making in some of the things. So I guess this guy, he gives it a thumbs down, but. I'm not sure why does he just not like action type films, or does he not like the mixture of the cute comedy interwoven with the action? Maybe he feels like it's too much of a tone shift, like it's imbalanced. I liked it. I mean, it's an Arnold movie. I don't like all of Arnold's movies, though. To be honest, some of my least favorite movies of his are ones that people are these classics, cult classics, or whatever that people just really like. I'm not super crazy about Total Recall, and a lot of people love that movie. And I'm not crazy about Twins, and a lot of people love that movie. I think I like 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐿 more than Twins. And I like something like The Sixth Day more than Total Recall. I don't know. Just but I mean, I'll watch them because they're Arnold, but they're not like my favorite. I guess to me, he just clicks a little bit better with some movies or in some roles than he does in others. I wasn't crazy about Stay Hungry. I wasn't crazy, obviously, about Hercules, you know, some of those earlier ones that he did. I like Pumping Iron, but Junior was just absolutely ridiculous. I didn't care for that at all. I like Jingle All the Way, though. So it just really depends. But I have always liked Kindergarten Cop. I think it's one of his funnier roles. I mean, you can just a lot of it is just his facial expressions in dealing with the kids and his sort of like his physical comedy. And when I say that, I'm referring specifically what's coming to my mind specifically when I say that is that scene where the kids are just crying and he's losing it. And he goes running to the door of the classroom. And right before he dashes out, he just like gives this look. And then he dashes out real fast. And I don't know, that part just kind of cracks me up because he's got this funny look on his face. And the kids are just running all over him. It's funny. It's cute. It's funny. But then at the same time, you've got the other stuff that appeals to me more, which is the action and the suspense and the thriller stuff. But to me, this is a good, Kindergarten Cop was a good blend of comedy and suspense. Obviously, it felt like it was kind of leaned a little bit more in the comedy / romance sort of side than it did the action and thriller and whatever. But it's certainly a decent mixture of both, and it's the action stuff and the suspense that kind of helps me connect really well with this movie. Plus, it's just a heartwarming story. So anyway, made me kind of sad though when I was watching it the other day because so much time has passed since this movie came out. I mean, geez. Just kind of nostalgic, but yeah, like bittersweet, sort of like I'm happy to watch it, but at the same time, it makes me kind of sad because decades have passed since that movie came out, and it's just so much has changed. Anyway, okay, well, I didn't mean to get on a melancholy note, but there you go. This was fun. I'll check out some more of their old reviews for other things. Probably I'll mostly focus on Arnold stuff for now, but I'm sure there'll be other things that they've reviewed that I'll probably like to check out. So, okay, well, that's it for this one, you guys. I have got to wrap it up completely for the evening, so I will see you guys later.